Well, Granola, you'll just
hello, welcome to the All About the Gers podcast. It's myself, Ricki Neill, Charlie Miller, and Derek Ferguson. We technical hitch this morning, so there was no intro there or anything, but I just want to say a big thank you to all our sponsors, the Loudon Tavern at Ibrox, Plugged In Business Solutions, DB Dental Care, Mr. Singh's India, and Avia Signs. I honestly don't know where to start after last night. See the amount of phone calls I've had today, just for disgruntled Rangers fans and fans that are saying that's it, they're not going back. Everything, you know, it's bad, Charlie, isn't it?
Oh, that was the worst last night. You couldn't have wrote that. The first 2 minutes was horrendous. Then the first 8 minutes, then the first 20. It was absolutely dog shit.
That's putting it plainly, Derek, isn't it?
It's not even funny, but that's horrible.
I know. And that is the thing, isn't it? It's that bad that we're kind of laughing about it. I've had a wee wander into my local area this morning. Oh my God, the locals are not happy. They're absolutely raging. But I mean, the start is like a joke. I go and watch amateur football, as you know. My two older boys play. They would have dealt with that far better than what Geezer and Butland did. It's not even amateur. It's schoolboy stuff, isn't it? It's incredible.
I think what we'll do
is... that a couple of times, Ricki. There was remind me, was there no the one at Motherwell?
Was it no Panathinaikos as well?
And there was one Charlie just chucked it as well. He feigned injury. It wasn't a bad one. And he just laid down there. Last night, see when the ball goes over the top, just my thinking. We know, listen, Butland's a great goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping. He's not great coming out with his feet. So you know that. You've been playing with him. So as soon as the ball goes over the top, you deal with it. You go on it as quick as, and if it needs to go out the park, it goes out the park at the start of the game. But just to go off to a start like that was,
I think Giga would probably have loved him as well if he tried to pass it back to him. I would just send him back and loan if you can get rid of his loan, man. And I hate having to go to the players, but he's not good enough. He's not what we need. If we're signing Fernandes for $3.5 million and taking Giga on loan, surely send Giga back and try and get the best out of Fernandes. Surely.
Let's go through the team for last night, and then I think we'll kind of analyse each goal because every one of them was schoolboy errors, wasn't it? So we started with Butland, Aarons, Suter, De Giga, McComa, Rothwell, Raskin, Diomande, Antman, Gassama, and Danilo. But see the first goal as well. I honestly don't know what De Giga was doing, but he seems to blame
Butland, but the two of them are at fault. The two of them, no communication, but Giga's just got to, as Derek says, Giga's just got to run back to get the ball and pass it back to Butland. But Giga just stopped him altogether, thinking, the attacker will just stop. But it's a great finish for the boy, but it was for our shot, our block shot.
And Charlie, as a defender, you don't think like that. Your instinct as a defender, if the ball goes beyond you, going towards goal, you get back as quick as, and you deal with it. You deal with that situation.
Yep, 100%.
And that's whether you're going to play it back to Butland, or else you're going to turn and maybe try and play a pass, or else just get it out the park. Defend first and foremost. And his instincts aren't there like that. It was, it was incredible. And just the crowd all of a sudden, goes quiet, gives them a massive boost. And for the following 25 minutes, I mean, I was behind the couch. I wasn't at the game. The boys were at the game. I was watching it from behind the couch. It was incredible.
It could have been 5 or 6. It really could have been. And it was just shocking. And he starts Rothwell and drops Cameron. And then Raskin plays in Rothwell's the position number 6. I just don't get it. I can't get my head around that either. Cameron's been my best player. Keep him in the team. Let him play. Energy. We just lacked everything. We couldn't get close to anybody. Antman looked like a rabbit in the headlights. The two guys that for me had done well were the new left back who's just been in the door 2 minutes, and Gassama I thought was brilliant.
Aye.
The two of them, that's the only two I can give pass marks.
I know. Do you know, last night I think I texted you and I texted my mates at the same time, and I texted them about 2 minutes, and I actually said, this is actually a good start. I actually felt a bit better, and then I think it was 2 minutes 20 they scored.
Honestly, man.
Aye, let's move on to the next goal. The next goal was 6 minutes. Don't know why that guy wasn't getting marked, Derek.
Well, it's the setup, innit? You know that there's zonal across the 6-yard box. There's 2 or 3 guys at the edge of the box, and if the ball falls in that area, they're just walking onto it to get a shot. So, listen, it's everybody is in. Listen, a lot of them day zonal, Martin. Again, maybe a wee bit old-fashioned. I think it's just man marking. You've got your man, you deal with him. If your man scores, then it's your fault. It's just, it doesn't work for me. It was far too easy. Again, and it just looked absolutely shambolic, didn't it? It's too easy. The ball just traps there and falls to the boy, and then it's in the back of the net.
I've got to agree with you as well. See, zonal marking, I hate it. I don't mind one big. So, for instance, Suter, you stand in the middle of the box. You attack anything that comes in that area. Everybody else get a man. It was so easy for them. They had 3 guys at the edge of the box that could have come onto the ball.
Aye, and you've obviously played in teams like that where you maybe have got one guy that's brilliant in there, that's aggressive. So you allow him to go and attack the ball. The rest of you all go and mark up and make sure nobody gets a free strike at goal or a free head at goal. Aye, you're absolutely bang on.
Do you know, I don't know if you've seen it, but wee Billy Dodds was on Go Radio, and he gave a good chat about Russell Martin and just all about his kind of one style of playing that he's very adamant he'll no change it, you know, which is worrying because it's definitely not working. I've also heard a few other players have been talking about him that have known him for years and just says he's just stuck in his ways, he'll no change, you know, he thinks it's going to work. Charlie, this isn't working.
It's an early start to the season, but it's been a very poor start. It's definitely not working at the moment. I don't know if it's because he's not got the players for it to work.
Exactly.
I think you just play it 4-4-2. Just get the 2 wingers, get them running up, crossing balls into the box, because we've never got anybody in the bloody box, man. Every time we get up there. And we looked all over the place. They could do they split us open with a one pass, and they were right on us, right attacking us from just say 40 yards for our goal. One pass got right through our midfield. It was too easy. It was. We have to be tighter. You have to let them try and go around you. The space in between our midfield and the back line was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the 2 wingers didn't tuck in. You've got to tuck in as well. The boys they were just playing between us was unbelievable.
Ricki, the style of play, right? That's fine. That's okay. If you've got a kind of ethos and the way you want to play the game, that's great. But you need the players, right? So look at them last night. Their goalkeeper, he was terrific with the ball at his feet. Is your keeper good with the ball at his feet? No. You look at the 2 centre backs, and I'm including Suter in this, who's played kind of obviously slightly out of position. Are they the most comfortable with the ball at their feet, building for the back? No. So that's where he's got to change a little bit. He's got to adapt. Have that kind of style, have that philosophy, but you've got to look what you've got at your disposal, the type of players you've got. So within that, you don't want to be building all the time with Butland because he's a nervous wreck with the ball at his feet. Right. Big Geezer doesn't convince me either. Suter as well has been poor. The fullbacks last night, the new boy, take him out of the equation, but Aaron's that's come in more often than not, gives the ball away. So we're not suited to playing that style. So the manager has got to adapt a little bit better.
We'll see if he's going to adapt to that, right? The only way you can do it is if he's got to play Rothwell, which it looks as if he's got to do, you may as well get Rothwell and Raskin standing with Suter and Giger and getting Giger and Suter into the midfield.
And one of them normally,
they two are more comfortable in the ball.
If you've got one of the midfield players that starts to play, you know, so the centre back split and your centre middle drop in there, he'll take the ball where he's comfortable in terms of playing the ball forward. But they're not comfortable playing the ball forward into certain areas. They're just not good enough at it. And until we get players in the door, we're going to have a huge problem.
Well, and also, did you realise that Rothwell starts a game And after 5-10 minutes in the game, Raskin was playing in that number 6 role, they call it. I just don't understand it. Why start Rothwell if you're not going to keep him in the same position? And I think he realised that he's not got the legs to get close to people. That is a problem. That is a massive problem. And it does work. It does work, but he's not getting close to anybody. And if that's fitness, then it may be. But if it's match fitness, it may be. But it's miles off the pace. And the three of them were Raskin, Diamande, and Rothwell were miles off the pace in the first half. I couldn't believe it didn't change it in half time. I actually couldn't believe it didn't. I thought he'd change 3 players at least at half time.
I don't think Diomande's played well this whole season.
Nah, he's been poor.
No, he's a totally different player for last year. Maybe
because he doesn't believe in the manager, probably. That's what it looks like to me. Raskin is not his best. Why is that? He's already been dropped. The manager's had a go at him. You wonder what the message is they're giving to Diamande, because they're 2 better players and they're not just at it at the minute. So why is that? What is the information they've been given when they get to play? Well, it's no sitting comfortably with both of them. And I just agree with Charlie. Rothwell, you can see he's a good player, but he's not got the legs or the energy in that role. So I've got big problems all over the park, and it's at the moment it's the manager that's creating those problems.
I think you said a few weeks ago, Derek, if we're getting players in, it needs to be better than what we've already got. And Aaron's, isn't he? And I didn't used to be a big fan of Tavs. He was good last season, at the end of last season, but he's not any better than Tavernier.
No, he's no better than He's no better than Tavernier. Definitely not a new anyway. I think we're still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt just to settle in. And it is hard to play in Ibrox. If you can't play Ibrox, then you're knackered. But the fans are on your back right away if you're not performing, and that's just normal. The expectation's there, so you have to be able to handle that. If you can't handle it, there's no use putting the jersey on. But I couldn't believe he didn't start with Tav last night. And to be fair, he would have probably put Aarons at left back, and I'm glad the young boy came in because he looked sharp, he looked quick, he liked to get forward. I thought he was good. But how long's he going to be playing like that for with some of the other performances? He'll end up he'd done as well.
Oh, do you know, I can't believe I'm reading my notes and I'm just at the 6 minutes mark and it's 3-0. Derek, the third goal was just as bad as the other two, wasn't it? I mean, what was Danilo? He just let that guy brush him off the park, didn't he?
Right, he's sleeping, isn't he? It's Rothwell. It's a hellish header for him. It's a nothing header. Danilo is just standing there admiring it. The boy just snaps in. It's a brilliant hit. But again, we don't deal with it defensively. Rothwell's got to do better. He's got to hook it on. But Danilo as well, just standing there. It's an absolute shambles. And it was the feeling probably running through the stadium at the time. That negativity. Maybe it fed onto the players, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse for them, because that's why you're at Rangers. You're at Rangers because, one, you're supposedly a good player, and two, because you're able to handle everything goes with that. And that means showing a bit of character, showing a bit of fight, a bit of devilment, getting up against your opponent and not letting him play. And we did absolutely nothing in that respect last night in that first half.
You know, it's like just watching social media last night, you know, Rangers are turning into a laughing stock of Scotland now. You know, there was a Celtic fan sitting outside Ibrox video and all the fans leaving just after 20 minutes. You know, it's the fans have done so much over the years, you know, when we're in administration, you know, they've fired millions into the club, they spend millions and, you know, the Gers, everything, and they're just not getting it back, you know. And I think within a matter of weeks, I think you'll see the stands at Ibrox, you know, I think they'll be processed, everything. Well,
we were hoping the 49ers were the saviours. They've put their money where their mouth is, they've spent, but we don't know what they're spent on because we don't really know a lot about some of the players. As I said about Jigger, I would send him back. I don't think he's good enough. He doesn't win a header. He doesn't win tackles. I don't think he's comfortable in the ball, and I think his decision making is very poor. As in, like last night when he didn't run back with a guy and said, "I'm just giving it to Butland." His decision making is poor as well, defensively and when he's got the ball. But he's not the only one, because it was poor all round. Danilo doesn't hold the ball up. Ant-Man was miles off it last night. Ant-Man was terrible. He didn't want to go back. I think because the wee guy at left back was quite quick. I think they put him, the wee guy usually plays in the right back, and they put him at left back to play against Ant-Man because he's pace. And Ant-Man didn't go past him once. I think the second half, they tried to go past him and we got a corner.
There's Ali Quinn saying only Gassama gets past marks with wee Cameron. Should be up front. Should be in front of the three Muppets. Which is true. I couldn't believe Cameron didn't start. He made a big difference when he came on as well, Derek, didn't he? But Gassama, I thought was good. And
I made a difference. He only gave him 5 minutes.
Aye, but you can see the difference.
He came back to what Charlie was saying. Sorry, Ricky, because he was talking about Giza. He's going to send them back. Do you know something? I tend to agree with that because there we go. We've got loan players. What is it? 3 out of the 4. We've got Suter out of contract coming the end of the season. That's not a good position to be in. And I know this because see if you're not a signed player and you know you're going to be going back to the club that you've got a contract with, which is your host club, you don't get, in my opinion, 100% out of you. They know that. So there's something that'll just be missing in terms of that commitment, that desire. Does Rangers mean that much to them? I don't think it does. And that's what we need. We need players that are signed players that are going to be there for a number of years that we're going to rebuild with. But does it matter to them? Sometimes it doesn't. It looks as if some of them go through the motions.
Well, there you go. The 3 at the back 4 last night are all loan players.
I know.
Signed on loan for a year. That's not what we want. That's no stability we need going forward. Definitely no. That isn't a stability for the club. Because you have to be hard to beat. For the coming years, we should be signing good, maybe one experienced one and one younger one like the boy Fernandez, and hopefully they play for the next 2 or 3 years together. You bring Fernandez on, and then try and bring another young boy through for the future to see how stability as in a team, how we can go forward. But it just looks as if every time somebody attacks us, they're going to score a goal.
I know.
Aye. But Charlie, like you said there, it's like the 49ers were expecting all this money to be coming in, and I know there's only so much you can give. So is that why we're getting the loan players in? Because as you say, 3 out of the 4, that's not building a team. That's just trying to patch up the cracks in defence in it.
Well, 3 out of the 4 3 out of the 4 are loan players at the back, and Rothwell, Gassama, and Ant-Man are 3 we signed, and the rest of it were already there. So 3 loans, 3 we've signed permanently, and the other 5 have been there through the last couple of years of turmoil on the pitch as well. So there's something all right. The ones he's brought in obviously aren't as good as the ones that were already there.
Derek, I was watching you on Open Goal a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about how you think Hearts will split the old firm at the top of the league. And it's funny.
It's a possibility. That's what I said. And I had the discussion with Daz, and I was just putting it out there because of the state we're in at the moment, because how poor we are defensively. I just think there's an opportunity that the Edinburgh clubs, who have recruited pretty well, I've got a couple of decent young Scottish managers, that they'll put up a case for maybe splitting the old firm, because I certainly don't see us winning it. No, but we're not going to win it, let's be honest. So that's why I was saying it was a possibility. I wasn't saying it was a certainty.
But the thing is, Derek, people are starting to agree with you now, but it's actually worse than that. A lot of Rangers fans are reckoning we'll be mid-table if we keep on going like this.
Right. And of course, if we're going to defend like that, if we're going to be as open, and you talk about a rebuild, when you're rebuilding, and it's like, again, I'll go back to, people go, oh, he's going back to when he used to play, but I'll go back to the Souness days. Look at who did Souness bring to the club at the time? The England captain, Terry Butcher,
Woods,
Chris Woods, Gary Stevens, as well. Think about them. Top, and I know we're not going to get the top international players, but Souness's thought process was to be, we're going to be solid. We're not going to give anything away. We're going to have build a good platform, a good base, and then we can always maybe have players at the top end of the park that can make the difference. And I think I kind of like that way. I've always thought that's the right way to go. But it seems with Russell Martin, it's the total opposite. He's looking at bringing in forward-thinking players, wingers and that. but at the back, defensively, it doesn't matter. Well, you're going to concede goals. What does it do? It erodes your confidence. If I was playing in the midfield and that was behind me, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be venturing forward. I'd be sitting right in beside the two centre-backs. I wouldn't leave them near a width because they scare the hell out of you.
The famous old saying is, if you're organised, you're going to be hard to beat.
Aye.
We're not even organised properly. We don't look as if we're organised. We look as if we're all the place, midfield, defensively. But if you don't concede goals, then you can always win games. It might not be the flashiest way, but you can always nick a goal.
But Charlie,
I'd rather not be conceding.
Aye, and that was the thing with the players. And you're mentioning Butcher. There's Gary Stevens in there. Even you go back and you've got Goffey and all that. A few of them. By the way, they were on you like a ton of bricks in terms of where you should be. So they were talking to you all the time. They were organising. Didn't you see that last night? Because I mean, I wasn't at the game, so I'm watching the telly. I'll have a wee conversation with the boys later on the night over there. But see when the camera panned onto them, I don't see them getting after each other, or talking to each other, or organising with each other, communicating with each other. But back in the days with the Butchers and all that, and the Gary Stevens, the Chris Woods, they were on you all the time. So they were.
I don't know if you noticed the subs warming up at half time as well, but see their whole body language, it just looked like they didn't want to be there.
I think a lot of them, because they're not starting. If you're not starting, you're always a bit upset, but you want to play, and that's just normal for any player. But I think the whole buzz of the night had been 10 out after 20 minutes, and I think everybody felt it, the fans, including the players who weren't on the pitch, the fans who were near the game. I think we just watched in bewilderment what we were seeing, and it was a shock to us all, because it could have been 6 or 7, maybe even more at half time. I think Butler's a couple of good saves.
Charlie Butland made a fantastic save. It could have been 4-0 down to his right-hand side. See if that goes in for the boys at Forbes. If that goes in, you're right, that is a 6 or 7. It could well be. But listen, they've took the foot off the gas as well.
But they could have finished the game. We're still in the tie, although it'll be very difficult earlier if we keep on playing like that. But I thought they could have won. See, at half time, I'm thinking, I was feeling the worst. I thought this could be 5 or 6. I know I said it could have been that at half time, but I'm thinking if we keep on playing the way we're playing, this is going to be finished tonight. And then they just sat back and let us come on to them. Or was that a change of method for Russell Martin as in playing higher up? Because we were just letting them come on to us for the whole first half. They were just passing, bumping the ball past us, bumping the ball on us, playing balls 20 yards in between the lines, as I says, and they were just opening us up for fun. The second half, they didn't really do that.
William Flint, by the way, is bang on the money. I think that's kind of seems that way to me. He's sometimes you can give players too much information, and that's again, Ricky, as a manager, you'll know there'll be certain players that you can give loads of information to, and they'll be dead receptive, and then there's some that you can't give them that because they don't handle it. Sometimes you've just got to let the guys go out and play. You give them a rough kind of idea of what you're looking for and just say, go and play the game. I think it could be that. I think there needs to be broken bottles.
Walter never ever had a team talk. Told us what we're going to do today, what we're not going to do, and how we're going to beat this guy or whatever. Walter named the team and went, right, on you go. And that was us. We had to just go out and play. Who we're up against, 4-4-2. I beat my man. If I'm playing better than the man I'm against, then that's good. That'll help the team. And if a guy next to him is doing the same, then we've got a chance. But nobody was even close to their men last night. So if Martin's filling their heads full of too much information, then Martin must have been some bloody player when he played then, because you just have to let players go out and play and show how good they can be without him trying to tell them how to play. Of course. You don't tell players how to play. Okay, he wants them to keep the ball. Tell them, right, keep the ball, be brave on the ball, but don't tell a person how to play the game when he's an actual football player, because you'd be like, who does this guy think he is?
Aye. Obviously, you two have played with like various managers and different teams and things like that. Have you ever been in that position where you think, I'm not actually sure what I'm meant to be doing?
I don't even think I actually listened to the managers anyway. I just went and played. I just go, I'm going out here to play a game of football. I've done it since I was away. So how does it change? Okay, if a guy's better than me on the day, I'm going to have to give him a kick at least. I'm going to have to get booked, I'm going to have to show something. But no, you just play. It doesn't change. Football's not changed. The mentality of the players might have changed. Or, as I said last week, that the mentality of managers might think they cannot play like Pep when they can't. Because he's got the best players in the world at his disposal. We don't have that. Just go and play, show what you're good at, and then you'll get a better reaction for your teammates and the fans.
Do you know, last night I noticed in the second half that Butland actually started putting the ball up the wings, which he wasn't doing in the first half either, and he's not been doing in the previous games.
Every time we play the ball into the other team's half and we win the second balls, we look a better team. Like Celtic New Year's Day, we beat them. We battered them 3-0 at Ibrox because we won the fanny and a boot at the back. Because we won the try to pass it round the back. We were getting the ball into the Celtic half, winning second balls and playing for air. You can always play good football when you're in the other team's half.
Charlie, if I give you the ball and you're just inside the opposition's half, what are you thinking? What are you going to do with it?
I'm thinking I'm going forward, turning and driving.
You're in midfield. What are you going to do with it?
Turning and driving and try and go and create something. Forward way, go forward. Maybe get out to the winger. Run forward, run beyond. That's what it's all about. Try to get players to run beyond. Try to get the ball wide. Try to move players out of position. We just don't seem to be doing that. Danilo's just standing up there. Don't get me wrong, he's not getting much of the ball, but he's just standing up there and it's bouncing back after him and he's getting it. It was just horrendous last night. The first half was just brutal.
Well, we seem to have lost Derek for a wee bit because he's got dodgy internet over in Larkhall there. But just while he's off, just to remind you all that we're doing a live show in the Loudon Tavern on the 26th of September. Tickets are only £10. It's myself, Charlie, Fergie, and also a special guest, Alex Ray. So you can get your tickets at allaboutthegers.co.uk. So there's Derek back on with us.
He's on his neighbour's internet.
Aye, he on your neighbour's internet still, aye. Oh, he's neighbour.
Oh, no.
You're breaking up a wee bit.
We can hear you.
I'll try and come off and come back on.
No worries. What did you think about the Gassama?
Keep chatting away with Charlie, boy.
No worries. The Gassama one, did you think that was a...
That's a goal.
Aye.
The guy didn't even... See, that's rubbish. The boy's in the ground. He's not even got it on his Bafi's hands. It just kind of hits off the guy's leg and then he nearly gets his hands on it. It's a goal. It's a goal all day long.
Did you see what they're saying about the VAR? The first image that the referee went over to see was a still image. And it was the one that looks like he's got two hands over.
Because it just bounces there. It looks as if it is, but it's no. He actually kicks it before the guy gets it into his both hands.
Aye. I mean, Alan McGregor said last night he didn't think it was. He was sticking up for the goalkeeper kind of thing.
Because goalies always stick up for each other. Goalies always stick up for each other.
Anyway.
Goalies are a different breed.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to move forward and think about Sunday. In fact, before we do that, pass marks, I think you've both said it would be Makoma and Gassama.
Yes.
That was it.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Makoma, Gassama.
I thought Makoma looked good.
Igaman did okay when he came on. He was running at people, trying to get in behind them, try to take players on, try to beat players. It was a totally different outlet for us when Danilo went off and Igaman came on. But I would have kept Danilo on as well. 3-0 down, you may as well just keep Danilo, Igaman on, get everybody in, go to a free at the back, because we had to really go for it to try and get something out of the game. We ended up getting the goal, maybe could have had two, but it's going to be an uphill struggle next week, I'll tell you that.
Aye. Anyway, before we move on to St Mirren game, I just want to give a wee shout out to Mo, who we both know, Mo and Stuart. Mo's not keeping too good now, so we're all thinking about you, Mo. All right, you get better soon, I hope. All right, let's see St Mirren. Aye, who wants to start with St Mirren? Charlie?
I think Russell Martin would be better playing his cell instead of Giga. I'm not joking yet, because St Mirren are going to put high balls into the box. They're going to test us early, and Giga just doesn't stand up to it. He doesn't stand up to balls into the box, balls where the keeper's kicking it long. And I've nothing against the guy, but he is not the answer for me at all. I would rather have had Ben Davies play Suter right centre-back and play Ben Davies left centre-back. Davies looks a much far better player than Giga does at the moment, and Davies has struggled.
Derek, how do we change it for Sunday then?
Well, they're going to put us under pressure. That's for sure in terms of their press. They'll press us high up the back because we're going to continually want to try and play it for the back. So I think the way to go against that a high press is just go a little bit longer. It's not just humping up the park, just a wee bit longer. But what St Mirren do really well is they put balls into the box, where it's set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. They put you under pressure. So it's about dealing with second balls, which we didn't deal with last night with the second goal. So it's going to be a wee bit harum scarum, to be honest with you, because I don't think we are suited to playing against a side away from him that puts us under pressure like that. So are we going to be able to handle it? Is the manager going to continue with style of play really well? And if he does, one thing's for sure, we'll concede.
Charlie, when our guest Davis Lemon for the fan zone was on the other day, he reckons that we wouldn't get a point out of our next 5 games, and he's going to start it. He was actually saying he was more worried about the St Mirren game.
Yeah, well, if after last night, if he's more worried about the St Mirren game, I'm fearful. I'm definitely fearful for Sunday. I think it's going to be difficult. There's going to be changes made. Where it will be, I don't know. The manager, as Derek says, he goes with the same formation all the time, the way he wants to play. But football, sometimes you just have to change for the team, the sake of the team. And managers sometimes just have to bite the bullet and go, by the way, I need to change this a wee bit here, be harder to beat. And then maybe nick a goal, and then the next thing you know, we're on a wee run. But at the moment, we're really, really struggling, and I'm worried for Sunday. I think St Mirren will be up for it. They'll be writing about us. They got a good result against Hearts last week, and I think a lot of us are fearful, including a lot of the fans.
Derek, why do you think he's no starting players like Cameron and wee Finlay Curtis? You know, because whenever they come on, they're right up for it, and they give you a bit of excitement. You know, and it looks like they want to be there. They want to be playing for the jersey.
You know what you're getting for them. You're getting a desire, a hunger. They're all saying guys that want to play for Rangers. Cameron should be in there. Cameron's got to play on Sunday, because it's going to be a high energy game. That's what the wee fella's got in abundance. But the wee fella can play. It's not just about running off the ball and energy. I've said to you before, I've watched him over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. There's a player in there. There's a player in there that can get you goals as well. So I don't think it might be a game for Roswell, because I think they'll pounce on that. They're pretty strong in the middle of the park as well. So they are St Mirren. I think the manager, Stevie Robinson's already stated that he thinks he's got the best midfield in the country, which is something else to come out with. So we know what we're going to be facing. We're going to be facing a physical side, a side that are going to press you, not going to give you a minute. But if we continue to muck about with it at the back, try and play these wee square balls across and these wee 5-10 yard balls into midfield, they'll be working on that. They'll be ready to pounce. And the one thing is, we're going to concede chances. That's what we need to stop doing. We need to get a way of playing where we don't concede chances to the opposition, because it's incredible how many chances we give up every game.
And I don't see St Mirren's pitch being slick and wet.
It's not bad, Charlie.
No, but I mean, I don't think they'll be wetting it too much. I don't think they'll be water. I think they'll be putting too much water on it for us to kind of try and move the ball. But they'll make it as dry as possible. Hopefully, a wee bit bobbly where we're trying to play the ball out for the back and whatever, and then bang, they're pouncing. So they'll know the zip on it. The Ibrox will.
Oh well. Wee technical edge, so I can't even press my wee score prediction button, but the score prediction is sponsored by Avia Signs. Who wants to go first with the score prediction? Derek?
2 each. Did you get that? 2 each?
Aye, I was just kind of trying not to listen to it.
Aye, I know. I know.
I'm going to go 2-1 us.
Aye. It's hard, so. It's hard being, because when you're a pundit on a show like us three, you're meant to get your honest opinion, you know, but being a Rangers fan at the same time, you've got your blue specs on kind of thing, and you know, and I want to say that we're going to win, but
it just depends who starts. It's who starts.
We'll score goals, Charlie. I think we will score goals, but it's just at the other end. We can't keep giving up so many chances.
Because who starts on Sunday?
We'll concede.
We really don't know the team that's going to start. So If I see the team on Sunday, I'll message you what I think the scores are going to be.
No worries.
What is the kick-off on Sunday?
Oh, I don't know, actually.
You know?
I'll find it, but I'll find
Is
it.
it a
Probably be
lunchtime?
12:30, probably, would it not be?
Is it? I don't know.
They'll probably make us 5:45 or something.
Aye.
5:45 on a Sunday night.
Well, I'm going to say one each, but I'm like you. I fear the worst.
It's eroding at our conference.
It's
12 o'clock.
12
Sunday.
o'clock Sunday.
Is it early? Right, okay. Right,
12 o'clock. So, aye. Anyway, right. That's the end of the podcast. We could have went on for ages here, I think, but I know, Derek, you need to be somewhere as well.
I certainly do.
Remember, we're going to be live in the Loudon Tavern on the 26th of September. Myself, Charlie, Derek, and our special guest, Alex Ray. It's only £10 a ticket, or you can pay £20 and you can get your picture taken with the guys and get in a wee bit earlier as well. All right, so you just go to allaboutthegers.co.uk to buy your tickets. And can you also please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel? It's free to subscribe. We're trying to get up to 10,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of this month. So we're about 7,500 now. But every time you hit the subscribe button, it helps us out and it gets us up in the podcast charts and all that as well. So, we'll see you all.
I'll wait for a great
Monday.
Monday.
Aye. I bet you're going to music rooms, Derek.
I wish, by the way. I wish I was going into a music room. No, by the way, the guys, they'll be up in arms in there. And by the way, I wouldn't go in there at the minute. They'll be absolutely raging.
Spitting blood.
Once again, thank you to all our sponsors, the Loudon Tavern at Ibrox, Plugged In Business Solutions, DB Dental Care, Mr. Sings India, and Avia Signs. We'll see you all again. I'll probably next Monday. Take care. Bye.
See you, Derek.
Cheers. Take care, guys.
Oh.